All right, what's going on, Conscious Crew? I just wanted to come through and give you guys a quick recap of the TMZ Saving Wendy Williams documentary before we close the night out. 3 times the charm. We done been live 3 times today, and it's been a Wendy Williams type of a Wednesday. So I want to come and give you guys my thoughts. Before we get into it, please up the video until it's absolutely stuck. Stepping up the video not only helps YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious Crew member. Also, make sure that you have your notification bell set to all. Welcome to all of the new subbies, and last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your Twitter, the dark side of Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're out, we're live, and we're certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, what's going on, Carolyn? Hey, Gabriella, what's going on? Shitty Chitlins, what's going on, honey? Hey, Tracy. Hey, y'all. I know this is a late night. Gagging and just unpacking and unraveling this very complex conservator matrix that Wendy Williams got herself vacuumed into, girl. If you guys have been keeping up with all the commentary and coverage since the interviews took place a few weeks ago on Hollywood Unlocked, Don Lemon, and The Breakfast Club, you guys already know what my thoughts are. We revisited a lot of that perspective in today's coverage. If you guys have been living under a rock, TMZ put a documentary out that I don't know if it was supposed to be put on Tubi, but that's the link I was sent by the Conscious Crew member. So shout out to my boo Coco, honey, who always got the free 99, always got the bootleg on deck, because I just got finished watching the Saving Wendy Williams TMZ documentary, which featured is his name Harvey, the co-founder or founder creator of TMZ, as well as Wendy herself, of course, her niece Alex, as well as a neurologist who came in to give her expertise on FTD, also known as frontotemporal dementia. And there was one more person. Oh, there's another woman that I'm just going to call Wendy's case manager. She is like the she started some type of organization, some type of situation she's a part of, girl, that just helps with like providing. Hold on, let me just get this woman's name right, because girl, I'm just gonna fuck it all up. Let me see what this woman's name is. Hold on. Let me see here if I can find her. Let me see.
And I could probably give an
honey. Let's see. Do they give this woman's name in this documentary? I think they do. Let me see. I'm trying to find her name. I'm just gonna call her a case manager. And then they also interviewed some other woman who's like a friend of Wendy Williams, who was pretty much irrelevant. So this documentary it's like every time they go to speak, like it's just like, I don't, girl, it's just like throw the whole thing away. At this point, to be honest, there's more issue, in my opinion, with the family than there even is the conservatorship. And this documentary was, in my opinion, kind of biased. There was too much like, I ain't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. I'm still trying to put it together. And it's evident that, like, people are not wanting to tell the truth, including the family, her friends, etc. And it's very irritating, to be quite honest, because, you know, it took us all of a day in order to pretty much compile how Wendy Williams got in this predicament, girl. Like, when I went live, a month ago, and we did the part 1 deep dive into Wendy Williams' guardianship, girl, literally it took me like an hour to just literally, like, I started at 2017 and I just worked my way up from what was going on in Wendy's life, you know, up to present day. And I just picked a number in the past just to get a starting point, girl. And I pretty much started with the seizure she had on live television in that Statue of Liberty outfit, which would be this infamous outfit there, girl. And I pretty much just walked myself through the chronological of what was taking place. And, you know, I was able to climb the ladder of all of Wendy Williams being in and out of rehab, you know, from 2017 to 2023. All of her progressive illnesses, from lymphedema to then Graves' disease to progressive aphasia to FTD. You know, it was just like one thing after the other. She had hypothyroidism. I mean, you know, things just kept getting progressively worse. You know, from 2017 all the way up to 2020, she then, you know, ended up losing her mom. Not losing her mom. She ended up being found unresponsive in her condo. She had to have several blood transfusions. Then there was the divorce. There was the side baby. Then there was losing her mom. Then there was Wells Fargo. You know, it was just like a plethora of things. And I learned so much in just an hour's worth of time. So for people, including her family, her friends, Harvey, everybody, just acting really stupid. I'm like, oh, so nobody was going to do their journalistic and, you know, their journalistic thing, you know, their and nobody was going to do their due diligence to really line this up. It is called a fucking documentary. What is the point of doing a documentary if there's going to be nobody there who can chronologically, like, lay out what the fuck happened to put this thing together? Like, there was really no attempt. They're just literally acting like Wendy Williams was just raptured into a conservatorship, and they are also completely dumbfounded on why Sabrina Morrissey cracked down and got super strict after the documentary. But we're going to talk about it, girl. So let's just get into it, because you know, it's just giving weird vibes at this point, girl. It's a weird vibe all the time. It's a vibe, and it's weird all the time. So here are some of the notes that I took. So it starts out with Harvey basically asking her from the window, girl, how long has it been that she's been outside, girl? When's the last time that you touched grass? She was like, basically twice a month I go out. Harvey's like, what? Twice a month? You ain't been outside. You ain't got no clean air. You ain't got no fresh air. You ain't felt the sunlight on your skin, on your melanin, on your brownness. And she's like, no, I haven't. And I'm just like, this is not like shocking tea, considering that first and foremost, Wendy is in a high-rise facility, for one. Okay, she's high up, girl. The way they had to zoom in on that ground surveillance to get to Wendy. So she's in a high-rise, for one. She's in New York, so she's not like in the South. She's not like in some one-level facility where it's like created with a park around it, and there's kind of like this private property, and she is a high-profile celebrity. So hell no, they don't have nobody coming to wheel Wendy Williams' ass down 3 times a day, take her 100 floors down, girl, and pooch her through the city to do what? To take her strolling through what? You know, she's not everyday Joe Blow. She's Wendy fucking Williams, for God's sakes. So, you know, they can't I mean, it would have to be a lot of manpower and a high production in order to take her out and pooch her in her scooter around the city. She would need security. It would just be a whole thing. There may be fans, fanaticism, paparazzi. It's just a whole fucking thing. So it wasn't surprising to me that, you know, they pretty much take her out twice a month. And honey, she probably goes out honestly more than any of the other people on her floor, because she is on the memory floor. She is on the memory ward. She's in the memory ward. So I wasn't too shook about that. So there's that part. Now, they were asking her what she understands about why she's in a guardianship. She says that she knows it's about money. And the woman that I'm going to call her case manager stated that Wells Fargo... Oh, so this was T, girl. Like I said, every time we go to hear about what's going on, girl, we learn new stuff every day, girl. This shit with her son is diabolical. Like, I'm just going to say it right now. Kevin Hunter Jr. has lost his damn mind. That boy cannot love his mother. It's just no way. Like, the level of usury, the level of scamming, and this is your own mother, and taking advantage of her willfully, because there's no other way to really explain this shit. There just is not, okay? When Steve asked her what she understands about her guardianship, she says that she knows it's about money. Her case manager stated that Wells Fargo could not get in touch with Wendy. Okay? When Wells Fargo started realizing that large sums of coin were coming out of her account, they tried to contact Wendy. They were trying to get in contact with her profusely. Guess why they could not get in contact with Wendy Williams once they started seeing all of this money just coming out of her account for all this random crazy shit? It was because, according to Wendy, not according to third party, not according to Alex, not according to Steve, not according to the blogs, according to Wendy herself. She, at the time that her account started being flagged, she was living with her son in Miami. She said that her son was keeping her whole entire cell phone from her. Like, she did not have access to her motherfucking phone. She said because she did not have access to her phone, her son, for whatever reason, was withholding her phone. She did not know and had no idea that her bank was trying to contact her. And she had no idea what was going on with her moolah. She also went on to say that her son got all these shady ass people around them, and she didn't have her phone, and she was trying to figure out a lot of times, where is my son and where's my goddamn phone? Now that we're looking back in retrospect, right, we know why the son did not have, or why he had access to his mom's phone. It was because he was trying to intercept. He was trying to control the narrative. He was intentionally trying to keep Wendy from having a point of contact, because he knew what the hell he was out there doing. He knew he was swiping that coin. He knew he was misusing her funds. And he needed to keep an eye out, girl, on the call log to see those incoming calls so that he could send shit straight to voicemail, or just go ahead and put Wells Fargo all together on blockity block. Girl, he was basically intercepting Wells Fargo, who was trying to call his mama on her phone to tell her what was going on, to make sure that she was indeed authorizing these payments, which she was not. Girl, this is mother-loving wild. This is wild. And this is her son, her baby boy. This is Kevin Hunter Jr. Girl, I don't understand how you see all that your mama going through. She got all these diseases, all these illnesses. You know that your daddy is coming after her for everything she got, baby. He trying to be the trophy wife in the situation. And here it is. Not only is she completely compromised and vulnerable because of her addiction and all of her health issues, she's got a predatory husband on her ass who was your father. And then you add insult to injury by also taking complete advantage of your mama. I cannot believe that Kevin Jr. is this much like his father. It is so tragic. That is such a Judas level portrayal. You know, and the only grace that I can give Kevin is that, girl, he's 21. You know, and young, dumb, immature, your mom is rich, and you just done lost your motherfucking mind. You know, that's the only grace I can give him, because you got 40-year-olds who would have lost their damn mind. You know, money really can cause, it can be intoxicating. Knowing that you have access to the means that can get you the things that you want, and having the self-discipline to not be shady, to not take advantage, to do the right thing. You know, at 21, coddled, spoiled, already living off the hog. But it was like the intentional deception behind it, because you knew what you were doing. And you saw the courts, baby, coming behind that ass. And you saw the bank coming behind that ass. And girl, he was trying to block that ass. Oh, yes, he was. A mess, girl. $100,000 on Uber Eats, $300,000 on parties, $13,000 on a fucking yacht. And then gonna blame going from a $1,500 boat to a $13,000 yacht on the bank. Oh, the banks wanted me to have it. Girl, you done lost your goddamn mind. So it's just like, girl, Wendy was pressed boots, because she's already had to deal with a trifling ass husband who's been cheating on her their whole marriage, publicly humiliated her in the end by having a baby with the side bitch with coleslaw, and now she got to deal with the double portrayal of her son. But you know, as much as people do not like the karma conversation, the reality is, baby, everybody got to reap what they sow. And Wendy Williams is no different. I don't care what nobody say, girl. This definitely is karmic debt. Wendy Williams did have to sow, because she portrayed a lot of people who trusted her in the industry. She shitted on a lot of people. She traded out her humanity. She sold people out for a click and a view to get to where she was. She exploited people. She took advantage of people. And like Wendy said in this documentary, girl, she's a mean bitch, which means that not only was she selling people out and doing what she had to do to get to the top and didn't care who she was shitting on, but she really kind of self-admittedly did it with malicious intent. I mean, she owned it even in this documentary that she's a mean bitch. And I've been telling y'all, Wendy's very narcissistic. And girl, she didn't get it. She didn't get her lashing on the front end, but bitch, she sure has gotten it on the back end, girl. Boy, did the universe slingshot everything back toward her motherfucking ass, baby. In the end, when she was down, girl, the universe made sure to kick her right in the cooter. Lost your husband, betrayed by your son, isolated, stripped from your rights, removed from your money. You had to give up that purple chair to another bitch. Oh, baby did the universe. Baby did the universe. Frisbee that shit back to her ass. And not while she was winning, girl, because you never get it when you in the height of your shit, baby. You always get it when you can actually feel the full-on impact of your shit. Is when you finally get a need, baby. When you finally, baby, When all your guards are down, girl, when you ain't looking no more, or when trouble find you and you need a blessing, baby, woo, that's when the universe come crashing the fuck down, bitch. You got to reap all that you sow. Okay, so girl, she was pressed boots about the son, girl. She was spilling all the tea, girl. My mouth was on the floor because, you know, Wendy has practically championed behind her son. You know, to actually see her laying his motherfucking ass out and not sparing him at all and lovingly being transparent, because it's clear that it hurts Wendy to even be in a situation with her son and I have to say these things about her son. But, you know, once again, girl, that FTD got her sober as hell, girl. That frontal temporal dementia got her forgetting to tell lies and to wear the mask. So that's the thing about dementia and Alzheimer's, girl. It completely corrodes and erases your mask. The mask that we all wear. You know, when we are navigating this world, we're wearing many faces, many designer labels, girl, many faces, many personalities to navigate. But dementia rips that mask off, girl. Okay, girl. You be forgetting to lie. You be forgetting to keep it cute. You be forgetting to consider other people's feelings, girl. That dementia and Alzheimer's, girl, will make you raw as hell and honest as hell. Hey, China. Hey, Universal T. Hey, Mary. Hey, Oyoa. Girl, it is a mess. Okay, so I just talked about how Kevin wanted to rent a boat for $1,500, but ended up with a boat that was $1,300, blamed it on the bank, claiming they wanted him to have it. Wendy thanked Wells Fargo for stopping the people that her son, for stopping her son and stopping the people that her son had around him who were defrauding and stealing from her, girl. Because not only is Kevin exploiting her, he got people around who are trying to imitate her, trying to call into her bank, girl, and pretend to be her to get money. I mean, he got his people. Because remember, at one point, Wendy had put an accountant in place that she had to go through and that Kevin had to go through when they wanted to pay bills, when they wanted to withdraw money. And I guess after everything started hitting the fan with the conservatorship, girl, and she got into the hands and in the grips of Sabrina real good, Kevin ass, you know, was over there playing Joanne the Scammer games. I mean, this is just really diabolical. You know, it's one thing to maybe have a slip up as a young person. You know, like every young person does dumb shit. And sometimes I guess as a young person, you do dumb shit over and over and over again. But I mean, it's just like, my God, like stealing from your mother though. Like that's, girl, I can see leaving the house in the middle of the night, girl. I can see running away from home. I can see sneaking out. I can see staying out late. I can see you watching corn. Like, but stealing from your mother over and over and over again, girl. And then it's the level of stealing that is happening, girl. A $13,000 tab, a $100,000 tab, a $300,000 tab, girl. And then you double down by bringing your friends into the bullshit. Girl, that is some sick shit. That boy is just like his tired, no good, big bike, freckle face ass pappy, girl. Just like him. The interview went on when Steve. Okay, so here's the interesting thing, right? Every time, for the most part, when Kevin, the son, came up in the situation, they never presented Alex's commentary. They only presented the case manager's commentary. The case manager gave commentary on Kevin, the son, and him being accused of being inappropriate with Wendy's money, etc. But Alex never, her commentary was never presented, girl. Never presented. And like I was saying in the last live, be just as loud about not only Sabrina Morrissey, but be just as loud about the Sabrina Morrisseys in your family. Because y'all got out here, girl, and y'all been shitting real hard on the Guardianship and on Sabrina Morrissey. I expect, if you really love Wendy, to hold all the people accountable who are exploiting her, even if that's your cousin, even if that's your loved one. Matter of fact, should be going harder on his ass than a bitch who don't owe Wendy Williams nothing, because Sabrina Morrissey don't owe Wendy a damn thing. She don't know Wendy. She don't got no personal relationship to Wendy. She ain't an auntie. She ain't a surrogate. She ain't a bestie. Kevin, though, is her own son. I'm going to be more upset at the people that I know who know better, who should be operating at a certain level of decorum and care and awareness, than the people who sit the furthest from those relationships. I'm going to expect more from people in relationship to the situation at hand. So I really felt like Alex should have been sounding the motherfucking alarm, because that's what really protecting your aunt really looks like, baby. It's no holds barred, girl. Harvey said in the beginning that the judge told the Guardian. Okay, so this is where I felt like there was a play going on at. I don't know whether Harvey was doing this shit intentionally. I don't know what was happening, but Harvey said in the beginning of the documentary that the judge told the Guardian to restrict all of Wendy Williams' independence as much as possible. But then he turned around toward the middle end of the documentary and said that the judge said to the Guardian to give her as much independence as possible. So I'm just like, bitch, what? 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 I don't understand. Like, Harvey was literally talking out of both sides of his neck. I'm just like, is this a bad edit? Is he intentionally, like, I don't know what was going on, but I'm just like, how did the judge say two totally different, like two totally contradictory things? It ain't making no sense. The math ain't mathing. Harvey started asking why Sabrina was so strict. Alex, the niece, said she thinks that the Where is Wendy Williams documentary has something to do with it. And in my opinion, it has everything to do with why Sabrina cracked down. So now, as we're getting more information, I'm going to tell you what I think of what was happening with Sabrina. What we learned from the court filings is that Sabrina did not have any prior relationship to Wendy. She was appointed as a guardian by the judge who was presiding over the Wells Fargo case. The judge brought in Sabrina, who is a New York-based attorney. Like Wendy Williams said, Sabrina signed off on Wendy doing the documentary. Sabrina even fought to get Wendy more money for the documentary because they were lowballing Wendy for the documentary. She got her $400K for the documentary. As we saw from the documentary, Wendy was still living in her own place, wig off and everything, girl. She pretty much still had access to her personal drivers. She still had employees. She had access, and she was living amongst her things in her New York condo, in her New York apartment. It wasn't until the aftermath of the documentary that Sabrina ass lost her goddamn shits, baby. When she saw what the fuck was going on, that's when Sabrina ass sold that goddamn apartment, which Wendy wanted as well. She also thanked Sabrina for selling the apartment. But that's when Sabrina cleaned shit up, girl. She came through like a wrecking ball and she wrecked shop, girl. Put Wendy ass up in a high-rise old folks home and got her right on together, baby. And put her on a very strict social regimen. So it appears to me that initially, because Sabrina didn't know Wendy is a high-profile bitch, it seemed like initially she was going to give Wendy the opportunity to just live her life. And she was just going to kind of observe from the far from afar. I don't think she really understood the gravity of the situation. And she initially, you know, thought that the people that Wendy already had positioned around her, such as Shelby and that other PA who got fired, who was feeding her liquor, she thought those people was initially good for Wendy. She basically trusted Wendy. She trusted the people Wendy already had in place. So where the family and Wendy's team fucked up at, right, is that they failed to understand the assignment. Once Sabrina stepped in and the courts had greenlit a guardianship and Wendy was given a guardian, this was when the family and Wendy's team was supposed to realize, girl, wow, we are now at a critical point, girl, in this journey. And if we want Wendy to maintain and have all the luxury and all the free will that she has right now, that's going to heavily depend on our ability to provide Wendy with the highest level of care that we can, as her friends, as her family, as her personal assistant, as her manager. And what happened instead? Somebody was feeding her liquor. Sebby, stupid ass, for whatever reason, went and got hundreds of thousands of dollars out of Wendy's account just because Wendy wanted to touch money. And Wendy just had the bundles of money sitting out in her damn room. And Selby is like, I told you to put this up. Why you got this shit just sitting out here like this? You know, you got people coming through with styling. You got people who coming through here. You know, you got PAs. You got all type of people coming through here. Why you just got this bundles of money, girl, just sitting out here? And I'm just like, why you asking an incapacitated alcoholic why they have bundles of money? Bitch, you went and withdrew the money for her. What the fuck wrong with you that you even took that assignment? That you went and even executed? Why would you even do that to her when you the one who know that she got all type of people coming in and out of her place because of who she is, and that this money could put her in a fucked up predicament because somebody could steal it. Somebody could come back and later rob her ass. She could be set up by somebody on staff who know that that money is there sitting out and Wendy ain't got no damn brain. You were supposed to make better decisions. And the problem with the family and the staff that Wendy had in place was that everybody was a yes man, including Sebby, who was trying to give her some pushback, but he was still compromisable. He was weak as fuck, and he was doing dumbass shit just to appease her, just to keep her from being a very mean bitch. And all of this ultimately ended up further costing Wendy Williams, because that's the shit that made Sabrina clack down. When the PA was taking Wendy ass to restaurants and allowing her to order Moscatos and all of this stuff, girl, all of this liqueur. All this stuff is what placated to Sabrina saying, oh, hell no, bitch. I trusted y'all. I came into this situation as an outsider. I didn't know none of y'all. I didn't know Wendy. I didn't know Sebby. I didn't know the family. The Gray Goose. So I played the background. And, you know, I was hands off for the most part. Y'all all dropped the ball. Y'all further compromised this woman's health. She has FTD as a result of alcoholism, and here y'all are, can't tell this woman no, because she is in a position of power and she cutting y'all checks. And because she cutting y'all checks, because y'all livelihood directly connected to her, y'all feel more compelled to have to do what she say, even if doing what she says is hurting her in one way, shape, or form. And that ain't what we need. So Sabrina cleared house. She cleared house. She got rid of everybody's ass. She sold that motherfucking apartment. And y'all also saw how they had Wendy looking. Wendy had the same outfit on for 3 damn different days. 3 damn different days. She had been wearing the same fishnets, Daisy Dukes, and that wig sitting on top of her goddamn head for 3 whole days. Are y'all okay? And the woman got literal clothes coming out of the vents in her apartment. And yet she's in the same crazy ass Texas Chainsaw Massacre outfit for 3 days. Girl, it's been a minute since I watched Where is Wendy Williams? So how about, let me just, I forgot how tragic that documentary was, girl. Catch this soundbite. Just catch the soundbite. Because I forgot just how fucked up that documentary was. I forgot just how toe up Wendy ass was, girl. Let me find the soundbite, girl. Because this is how far gone Wendy was. This was in the earlier stages of the guardianship, girl, where Sabrina was being very hands-off, letting her do her thizzle. This one I knew, girl, damn, Wendy has left the motherfucking building, bitch. Check this out.
Do you want to go to the Oscars? Oscars? Yeah. This weekend? What's Oscars?
Wow. Do y'all remember that, girl? Maybe this documentary was so traumatizing, girl, that I put parts of it behind me. Check this out. Listen to this again. Wow.
Wendy, would you want to go to the Oscars? Oscars? Yeah. This weekend? What's Oscars?
What's the fucking Oscars? What's the Oscars? I don't think y'all understand how sad that one conversation around the Oscars actually was, because you're talking about a woman in entertainment, a woman who has spent the last 30 plus years of her life, 40 plus years of her life, however long it's been, girl, 50, however long, girl, in media. A woman who has covered star-studded events, celebrities. This is her world. This is literally Wendy Williams' world. She is the queen of media. For her not to know what the fuck the Oscars are, y'all, that tells you how far gone Wendy's condition was. That's like a news reporter not knowing what a news station is. That's like a police officer not knowing what a precinct or a police department is. That's like a model not knowing what a runway is. And not only did she not know what the fuck the Oscars were, for all those who believe Wendy didn't need a conservatorship, she don't need a conservatorship. She don't need a conservatorship. Not only did she not know what the fuck the Oscars were, but she wanted to wear the same fishnet stockings, Daisy Dukes, and frizzy wig on the red carpet. She wanted to wear the same 3-day-old, hand-picked, country-ass, backwoods, crystal meth outfit on the red carpet, girl. She wanted to wear just what she had on to the Oscars, girl. Oh, baby. And to add one better, she wanted to take her wig off on the red carpet. If anybody knows Wendy Williams, girl, Wendy was always particular, bitch, about keeping something on her goddamn head, girl. You were not going to catch Wendy Williams slipping. But in the thralls of her dementia, her alcoholism, Wendy had lost all sense of herself, girl. The lights were on, but nobody was in the motherfucking room. Nobody was in the room, girl. Okay? Let me go back to my notes. Let's see here. Dependence is possible. Harvey asking why it's so strict. Oh, so when Harvey was asking, you know, why Sabrina is so strict, and Alex was just like, girl, she think it was a documentary. I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, but yeah. So it goes on. Wendy spoke about her feet. The swelling of her feet has gone down. She was like, Harvey, do you notice? You know, I've been standing up the whole interview from this window. She was dancing and shucking and jiving and doing the electric slide. And she was just so happy. And I'm just like, girl, here we are. People not understanding. This is more good news about how much the guardianship has taken care of Wendy. Not only is she telling jokes and she can follow a thought and complete a sentence, but, you know, she's lucid. She looks good. Her feet has gone down. I mean, Sabrina did her thing with really restoring Wendy ass back from the dead. Restoring Wendy from the fucking dead. Sabrina brought her back to life single-handedly. Single-handedly. Alex said that when she saw her aunt, and this was following the news that Wendy had been deemed fully incapacitated. Alex said that she was shocked when she came to see her aunt after that news broke. She said her aunt was doing so good. She was scared. She didn't know what she was walking into. And she was just shook to her core that her aunt was just ready to go. You know, she was just herself. And she said, you know, they had a great visitation. They had a great time together. And I'm just like, girl, here it is. People don't realize, girl, more good news out of the guardianship. See, they don't even realize that while they are attempting to smear the guardianship just to get access back to Wendy, that they inadvertently also end up telling the truth about the quality of care that Wendy has been getting. Because they got her ass sober, because she can't get a hold to no crack pipes and no sugar booger, and she can't get a hold to no liqueur, and she's getting her medicine like she needs to. She's eating how she should around the clock. That's why she lucid. She clarified. She with the shits. The sweating in her feet done gone down, and she can do it. What it appears to me is happening is like the family reminds me of kind of like what happens to people with mental health issues who take medicine. They start doing so well that they end up going off the medicine and they end up spiraling. And they forget that you're doing well because you're taking the meds, baby. You're doing well because you are medicating yourself how you should. The family keeps like, they're either intentionally leaving that out of the equation in order to sell a narrative, to villainize the guardianship to the public, or they literally are just kind of deaf tone and are conflating two different things. They keep forgetting, yes, baby, she's doing well because she is regulated. She's regimented. That's why she's doing well. That's why she's doing well, baby. Happy birthday, Susie Boo. Thank you so much, love. Happy birthday to I love me some Aquarius women. I can't stand Aquarius niggas, but I love me some Aquarius ass women, baby. Shout out to our Aquarian Conscious crew member, Susie J. I love your content and your approach is top tier. Thank you so much, baby. And happy born day. I'm so happy to have you here. I don't have my monetization turned on, boo, but my Cash App is $Consciouztv or PayPal.me. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Thank you so much, boo. But happy born day. Enjoy yourself, baby. Okay. Shake that ass for us all, baby. I can't wait to my birthday. I will be 40 in November. I'm a Scorpio. So it's a blessing to be able to see another birthday, especially in this climate where people being taken out for one reason or another, girl. So to be able to just be alive and to be well and to just be able to count another year around the motherfucking sun, it is everything. It is everything. So shout out to you, boo, and happy birthday, love. I kind of forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Oh yeah, the results of her doing so well is because of the guardianship. They keep leaving that out. You can't leave that part out. Everybody's like, I talked to Wendy on the phone and I done seen her and she's doing so well and she sounds like herself. Yeah, because the guardianship got her off the drugs. They got her the help she needs with all the rest of her illnesses. Yeah, she's supposed to be sounding great. She's supposed to be, that's what it looks like when you are self-caring. If Wendy had been able to commit to this level of self-care without the guardianship, Wendy could have been doing this good and could have been doing fine and still thriving on daytime television, and all of this could have been avoided in terms of what's going on now with her situation. But Wendy has never been able to commit to her sobriety. Unfortunately, Wendy was one of those people who didn't deal with the core issue around her addictions. Whatever the actual trauma is, whether that be sexual abuse, whether that be narcissistic abuse, whether that be childhood trauma, whether that be relationship trauma, wherever her trauma was, she never cured it. She kept trying to treat the actual addictions without really doing the emotional and mental labor around the trauma, which was giving birth to the addiction, because that's what she was treating with the drugs, which was her trauma. A lot of addicts who are really just people in trauma, they do that. They will try to combat their urges without doing the mental and emotional work to deal with the trauma that's at the heart of the addiction. And so when you forfeit really focusing on the root of the wound, the actual core of the wound, yes, you will end up relapsing. You will end up circling the block over and over and over again. You will, be in and out of rehab, on and off drugs, on and off whatever your addiction is, to food, to undereating, to sex, to money, to overspending, whatever it is, however you abuse yourself. When you don't commit to the emotional and mental labor around the actual wound, that is the heart of the healing. That is where the actual salvation and the empowerment and the liberation is, that gives you the power to actually transform and transmute your consciousness, to actually swallow up, baby, that addiction and to cast it into the sea of forgetfulness. So I don't think that Wendy was doing a lot of her work, and that's why she kept struggling with her sobriety. And I don't think Wendy still is doing a lot of her work mentally. I just think that Sabrina got her ass, so restricted up and regimented up that she's by default had to sober up because she just ain't getting the access. She's on a restricted floor where you have to have a key code and a card to get on and off the damn elevator. No outsiders can come in. Only people who are authorized personnel can come in and out of the facility. So she doesn't have access to a drug dealer. She hasn't, and she has to take her medication. She has to take her pills. You know? So that's why I'm scared that if Wendy is given over to her family, which I don't think is going to happen, I cannot see the judge. And apparently Sabrina, according to the documentary, has stated that, you know, she's going to get Wendy reevaluated. We know that Wendy signed an affidavit talking about her experience, and, you know, she's going to be reevaluated. But Sabrina already said, girl, the judge probably won't free Wendy because she don't think that the diagnosis is going to come back any different. That's what Sabrina is saying. She don't think that the diagnosis is going to come back any different, but we'll get there. But, you know, I'm concerned about Wendy having full autonomy because Wendy has never been able to consistently keep her shit together on her own. She just hasn't been able to do that. And I care more about Wendy, the person, than I do Wendy, the entertainer. I don't give a fuck if Wendy never hit the television screen again. I don't need her to be on TV. I don't need her to be on radio. What I'm concerned about is her fucking up all the work that has been put into bringing her ass back from the grave, and her getting access to a world where she can pay people to help her to kill herself. I am almost fully convinced that once Wendy hit them streets, like her brother said, like Tommy said in the past, every time Wendy asked and got in rehab, she done, you know, it's all about the family. It's all about her son. It's all about the family. Then her ass get free, and that bitch lose her mind all over again. You don't hear from her. She don't pick up the phone. She in them streets. She on them drugs. And I honestly think Wendy is literally ready to leap for her freedom, but not per se freedom. I think Wendy is wanting to leap for her addiction. She just can't feed her addiction right now. And that's what's tearing up her heart, because she also can't, like, restream her addiction, because she wants a shopping addiction in place of a drug addiction. She can't really do that either because she's in a authorized, guarded facility. She don't have no storage space. It's not like she's in her home being taken care of. So she can't even shop. She just has to sit there and deal with those impulses to gratify herself. And I think Wendy actually might be worse off this time if she gets free than she has before, because she has been subdued for so long. It's almost like a caged beast. Like, the longer that beast is chained up, baby, the more baby, the more destructive they ass gonna be when they get out, baby, because they just been hoarding and holding all of that energy in, girl. All of that desire in, girl. Just been holding it all in, girl. Oh, baby, when I tell y'all, I am concerned for Wendy. I'm concerned for her. I am concerned for her. Because they say the best predictor of the future is the past, baby. What else is said? Alex said that she understands why the courts initially got involved, but she doesn't understand why her aunt is still under guardianship, considering how well her aunt is doing. And once again, I think Alex needs to have a real honest conversation with Tommy, Wendy's brother, her uncle. And I think she needs to really ask Tommy to be really honest, because I feel like as much as Tommy is a controversial person amongst the public, some people say he's a hater. Some people, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, though, Tommy also knows how to call them niggas to the carpet. And Tommy can call it down the middle. And I think if the family stood behind Tommy being honest And if he was strong enough to not bow down, but to maintain his posture, his position, that he could explain to the family that they are the reason why this guardianship has lasted as long as it has, because the family have been the problem. And like the case manager said, girl, Kevin Jr. is the reason why Wendy is even in the situation to begin with. And the family is not doing their part to convince Sabrina that Wendy is safe with them. She has saw how compromisable everybody is around Wendy, how everybody can be brought. The son also has had bouts with drugs and addiction. He's also now been accused initially by Wells Fargo for defrauding his mom. And now Wendy Williams herself is accusing her son of scamming and defrauding and exploiting and taking advantage of her. And when she came down to celebrate his graduation and gifted him an expensive car, courtesy of Sabrina signing off on that, for Sabrina to be such a nasty bitch, she damn sure is allowing Wendy to spend her money, you know, accordingly and respectfully. But when she came down there for Miami, what did Tommy say, girl? Everybody was turning up. Y'all know that she had her handlers with her. They were recording everything. Y'all know that Wendy is recovering from alcoholism, and yet everybody is turning up around her. Everybody's smoking weed. Everybody is drinking. And because it's not y'all situation, and it's because it's not y'all addiction, and it's because, you know, it's not y'all circumstances, y'all forget, girl, we are representing Wendy, and that when she's in our custody, girl, this is not the time for us to selfishly focus on ourselves, but we need to be performing for the guardianship, because we're the ones saying she needs to be with us. And how the hell are the courts or Sabrina supposed to soften up to that, girl, if we sitting here smoking and drinking and turning up around her? We are putting alcohol and cannabis and all type of shit in proximity to her. Yeah, what is this going to look like? Of course we look like a liability. Of course we do. We're not taking responsibility for being the proper caregivers for her. We're not being responsible. We're not. They need to listen to Tommy, who not playing with their motherfucking ass. Tell their ass the motherfucking truth. They're going to have to pick a motherfucking side. It's either y'all or Wendy. If y'all want to do y'all thing, if y'all want to party hard, if y'all want to live y'all lives, if y'all ain't really got time, then let Wendy be where she at. But, you know, everything comes with a price, and you don't get to play both sides in life. You have to pick a side. And if they love Wendy the way that they claim, the way they hooting and hollering, the way that they begging the public for money to support lawyers and law firms and everything else to get her up out of the situation she got herself into, then that needs to be reflected in some sacrifices on the family's part. And they need to be considerate of the fact that Wendy is an addict, and she's been an addict mostly her whole life. Don't tempt her like that. Don't give this guardianship a reason to restrict y'all access to her. Don't. There got to be, everybody got to play their motherfucking position. And this is the problem with people, is that people want their cake and eat it too. Straighten the fuck up, do your fucking job, and support Wendy so she can be around the family that claims they love her and got her best interest at heart. Which is now something that we got to think twice about, girl, considering all that Wendy Williams ass is spilling on her own people. So I think addicts need to talk to Tommy. And I think that Tommy needs to be he needs to be respected a lot more. I got a feeling that a lot of the reasons why the family don't like Tommy is because Tommy does not kiss these niggas' egos. You got to think about where Wendy got her ego from. Ego must run in Wendy's family. And yes, Tommy has an ego himself. But once again, Tommy also is more mature in ways than the rest of them are. And I actually really respect him for being able to call out what they're doing on their end to complicate matters for Wendy. And like all truth tellers, I know he probably has been black sheeped as a result of not kissing ass, as a result of telling it how the fuck it is, as a result of not being a yes man. I'm sure that Tommy has been black sheeped and demonized because he didn't always go along to get along. He always said the thing that nobody wanted to hear. He always made the point that everybody else knew they should have been making, but wasn't making. He's always been probably the person to be a square in the situation. And therefore, he's been intentionally misunderstood, isolated, rejected, and beat into submission, so that nobody had to take responsibility for their contribution to the problem. So, Alex, talk to your uncle, Tommy, boo. So a neurologist came onto the documentary, and she was brought in to speak about frontotemporal dementia, which she said there's no cure for, nor any medicine to slow it down. It's a totally degenerative neurological disease. Now, this is where things get interesting. When Harvey asked her about alcohol-induced dementia, she said that alcohol-induced dementia is easily mistaken for frontotemporal dementia because the same regions of the brain that are affected and damaged and injured in either one of those instances, it makes it hard to distinguish whether it's alcohol-induced dementia or FTD, because they both affect the same regions of the brain, the frontal and the temporal regions of the brain, that it's very hard to distinguish the two apart because they create the same devastations in the same regions of the brain. So she said Wendy could very much so have a mixed diagnosis. Okay? She said there could be a mistaken identity. She says it commonly happens. So it will be important for her to be reevaluated. Because if it is an alcohol-induced dementia, then it can be reversed. Hold on, let me actually pull up something. Can dementia be reversed? ARBD doesn't always get worse over time, unlike common causes of dementia such as Alzheimer's disease. If a person with ARBD stops drinking alcohol and receives good support, they may be able to make a partial or even full recovery. Okay, so y'all keep your fingers crossed and hope that she doesn't have FTD, but actually has ARBD. Because if so, she may be able to make a reasonable recovery from that. And since she has been heavily regimented, it's very possible that when she goes back in for the second reevaluation, that those regions of the brain may have been restored. Especially since she's not exhibiting a lot of the symptoms of dementia anymore at this point. Okay? if it does come back that she does have FTD, then what's keeping her as lucid as she is right now is the medications that she's on. And she would need to continue to remain, you know, regimented in order to maintain where she's at. Even if, though, it's ARBD, she would need to remain regimented, sober, live a reasonably stress-free life so that she does not become susceptible to FTD, considering that she's already damaged her brain and compromised it in that way. So Wendy just needs to be prepared in either instance to take care of herself, but let's hope that it's ARBD and that she has reversed this thing and that, you know, she will be able to move on with her life, because that would be awesome if she has ARBD instead of FTD. Let me see here. When Harvey asks if Wendy can get out of the guardianship, what does she want? Wendy, interestingly, immediately said, first and foremost, that she wants barriers in place. In other words, she wants boundaries in place. Wow. Considering all that she's going through with her son, I would imagine so. She said she, ironically, interestingly enough, she does not want to move to Florida with her family. Nope. Guess what? She wants to remain in New York. And she wants to date. She wants some dick. Let me tell you something. When Wendy said that she wants some barriers in place, she wants to remain in New York, not in Florida, with her family, and that she ready to date, girl, all I could think about, y'all, is her brother Tommy, girl, when he gave that interview to what's the name of that publication, girl? We pulled it up earlier. Hold on, I think I got it here. What's the name of that publication? Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. What is that publication? Is it Sunset? Tommy. Yes, the U.S. Sun, girl. When Tommy said, girl, this bitch always do this shit, honey. She gets sober, she get into these rehab facilities, she get all Akuta Matata, and then her ass get out, and nobody hear from her. She chasing 21-year-old dick, being a fucking cougar, and then lost her damn mind again. And I'm just like, girl, ain't nothing changed, baby. Wendy Ash ready to go back to them straights, girl. She said she want to remain in New York, and she want to get in them New York streets for some motherfucking dick, girl. So this is all the more indicative that she gonna need strong community, girl, because Wendy, in my opinion, is ready to just blow it all over again, girl. Blow it all over again, girl. When Alex was asked who should be able to be in charge of Wendy's finances, Alex said there should be oversight, like a bank, a trustee. And as far as I'm concerned, girl, she was practically agreeing with the financial guardianship that Wells Fargo initially petitioned for. She says she does believe that there needs to be oversight. You know, and it don't have to be nobody in the family. It could be an institution. It could be a system in place, which was what Wells Fargo was initially going for. The case manager and Alex both agree that Kevin, the son, should not be the caretaker nor the care provider. The case manager flat out said that Kevin is the reason why his mama is in all this shit to begin with. So both of them said they do not believe that she should be in his care. Let me see what else. So that was the bulk of the documentary in a nutshell. Here's my criticisms for the documentary. I feel like nobody's asking Wendy Williams the tough questions. I feel like Harvey should have swung the pendulum in the opposite direction. He should have asked her, about how she feels about being sober. Do she feel she's going to be able to maintain her sobriety? What has she learned about her sobriety? Nobody is asking her this. Everybody asking her about Diddy, Taylor Swift, Beyonce. Bitch, fuck all that. I want to know what she thinks about sobriety. I want to know what she's learned. I want to get a gauge of how introspective she's been, because it's going to give us great insight into whether she's going to be able to maintain her sobriety based upon the level of work she's doing in herself or not. I wanted Harvey to also ask her, does she take any personal responsibility for the predicaments of her life, for the tragedies of her life? I want somebody to sit before Wendy and just ask her about her role in all of this, because I'm curious to know how much responsibility can Wendy take that she is prepared to take, because that's also going to tell me how much work she's actually done. That's what's going to instill hope in me that, she's going to be able to really do this thing, or if it's just a matter of time, girl, before tragedy strikes again. Because Wendy is not the victim. Wendy is her biggest op. And Wendy got herself in the shit with her recklessness, with her instability, with her inconsistency, with her lack of commitment. And she spent her whole career sweeping in front of everybody else's door instead of her own. And she had all of this trauma, all of this hurt, all of these issues as a woman, as a person, and she wasn't treating her wounds accordingly, and her demons came back and chewed her ass up in the end. She needs to understand the role she played and take personal responsibility in the situation so that she does not make these same mistakes again. You cannot change anything in your life without acknowledging why it even is to begin with. If Wendy continues to play the blame game and, it's my son. Yeah, he played his role. Oh, it's my husband. Yeah, he played his role. Oh, yeah, it was, the enablers in my life. Yeah, they played their role. But ultimately, you played the biggest role. And you got to be able to identify everything you did and why you did it that created this life that you don't like and this life that you don't love. And this version of you that did this to your life, because you ended up being your biggest motherfucking op. And if Wendy does not address the woman in the mirror, if she don't address the wig in the mirror, baby, Wendy is going to sabotage everything that Sabrina did for her, which could set her on a positive trajectory. But the question is going to be, in the hypothetical of this judge releasing her, if she's going to be able to hold on to what has been given to her. Because Wendy has been given a lot of chances, baby. I always say it, and I will continue to say it. She was supposed to die in 2020 in that condo. Had DJ Booth not did a wellness check, Wendy ass would have been dead. She was in a catatonic state. Gone. Eyes wide open. No consciousness to speak of. Alcoholism had dried her fucking veins up. She needed several blood transfusions. She was given another chance and another chance and another chance and another chance. And this is probably her final chance. This is why Spirit God, the Holy Spirit, the ancestors, the angels, whoever the hell you want to call it. This is why it went all out for her this last time, because this is probably it. The universe pulled out all the stops this time. They sobered her ass up completely. They regimented her ass entirely. They gave her as much of a head start to get on a different foot by pulling everything they could pull together for her. I believe that Sabrina Morrissey was caught by a higher power, and I don't even think Sabrina knows it. Sabrina is just out there being a lawyer doing her job. This was a divine intervention. And a part of Wendy knows it, which is why she's now changed a lot of her narrative on Wells Fargo. She's doing a lot more thank you, Wells Fargo. Those people tried to save me. They saved these people from preying on me. My son from preying on me. The weird ass people he got around here for preying on me. Yeah, you're right, Wendy. This was your second chance, darling. Something got a lot more for you, and it wants your ass around to fulfill the rest of your mission in this life. So now that she signed the affidavit, you know, she needs a doctor's appointment. This is going to confirm the existence of FTD or the lack thereof. And this is all going to be considered by the judge. The question is, will it be enough? Sabrina doesn't believe it's going to be enough. She believes that the results are going to come back FTD approved. But Wendy has also revealed a lot, and she has corroborated, which she was not doing in the beginning, the findings of Wells Fargo, which was that she was being financially exploited by her son. Will this work against Wendy? I don't know. Wendy has a lot of other issues aside from FTD. So this is going to be very interesting, man. But keep y'all fingers crossed. I wish Wendy the best. I would keep you guys updated. I just want to come through and give you guys my commentary on the interview. If you have not seen it, it is on Tubi. So you can type in Saving Wendy Williams on Tubi, and it should come up on Google. It might be on their website or YouTube somewhere. I don't know, but I was given a Tubi link. So you tell me what you all think if you guys saw the documentary. In the comment section, please thumbs up the video. Also subscribe if you're new here, and if you enjoyed yourself, you guys know you can show some love to the king on Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV. Continue to email me all the tea. I so appreciate the street community. Thank you guys so much for all the links, all of the ideas, all of the tea, because I could not do this without you guys. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and all things, and I will see you guys later. Good night.